Well, let me start with something that has bothered me for a while. I've mentioned it several times on the show. The Joey Votto situation. Here is a guy from Toronto, had a great career in Cincinnati, probably, in my opinion anyway, will go to the Hall of Fame. And his former team is in town last weekend. And instead of calling him up and letting him play an inning or two and get an at bat and get cheered by the crowd, they do nothing. And in response, Votto retires. You can say what you want, but he quit because they didn't give him an opportunity to come play in front of his hometown. That to me is inexcusable. I wonder how you feel about it.
Well, I was surprised. I mean, for a number of reasons, right from the very beginning. They brought Joey in, and at one point you'd say, what is he going to do? And you got Vogelsang there, you've got Turner, you've got Guerrero, you've got a lot of guys at DH, as you well know. He had his first home run, and then he tripped on a bat. He went down to Dunedin and, worked hard at getting ready to come back. Unfortunately, he didn't really have good results. I don't know what happened behind. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, Bob, and I don't know whether he wanted to do it and come out here and play and maybe strike out, or did he want to play? I really don't know. It was a situation where if there was a natural place for him to come up, it was at that point in time, no question about it. But having said that, I don't know what he wanted to do. I mean, there is professional pride. Did you want to embarrass him and put him up there and against his former team? Did you want him to come out and just be I don't know, a celebration, which you could have, and that's I think what you're suggesting.
Yeah, some sort
been a celebration, but I don't really know, and I think until you or somebody sits down with Joey Votto to know what was behind the scenes, I think it's very difficult to determine whose decision it really was, because would he have wanted to come up? He was struggling at Buffalo, as you well know.
I understand, but remember, he quit the last day of the Cincinnati series.
Yes, he did.
And then he came to Toronto and visited with the guys in the dugout
in Cincinnati.
The Reds. Yes,
right. The Reds clubhouse.
So it seemed obvious to me that he wanted to be here.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if they had introduced Joey Votto at some point during the game, he would have got a 5-minute standing ovation.
I agree with that.
That's how good he is.
That part I don't disagree with. Whether he would be in uniform, maybe with the Blue Jays. I mean, if Joey Votto retires the way that people are talking about it right now, I mean, we think of Joey Votto as a Cincinnati Red. His entire career was with Cincinnati.
Sure, I understand.
He was there, and so I really don't know. I think that you can make your position is one that is quite clearly held by a number of people. I mean, there's no question about that. And I think there are other people saying, look, why would you put him up there and embarrass him if that was going to be a situation too? Because he was struggling. On the other hand, I'm with you. The Hall of Fame, career, on-base percentage, slugging. I mean, the whole thing. Almost, what do you have? Almost 400 home runs. I mean, he had an unbelievable career. An MVP could have had more than that. And the numbers are there, but I don't know. I don't know that I.
Well, let me ask you this:
it's a slam dunk. I don't necessarily think it's a slam dunk like you're kind of suggesting, I suppose.
Well, okay, but if you were president of the Blue Jays today, would you have brought him up?
If I was president of the Blue Jays today, I would think that I would have to make that decision, and I'm just not going to say what I'm going to do. Joey Votto. I'm from Toronto. I mean, or from Welland. I mean, which is Toronto. And I follow Joey Votto's career, and the bottom line of it is that probably we would have done something to recognize him, but maybe they're going to do something to recognize him here at this point in time too. Whether I would have brought him up, put him on the field, and done that to him, I can't say for certain that I would do that.
Yeah, well, I'm not suggesting they do that. Or hit him or anything.
I think it's too late. I think it's too late now. I really
do. Probably is, John.
I think it's too late now. So Paul, this has been a discussion point for us almost since the trade deadline. Is what would the teams, and what would, if you were in past years when your team was not in a playoff position, what do you expect to get out of this last stretch? I mean, there's 29 games to go. What are you trying to look at? Where
I think
and how do you
exactly. I
measure
think
how do you measure your success now? I mean, this team's playing pretty well now, but is it a facade?
Well, I guess it's the same thing as you would say spring training in the last week of September. I don't know if it's a facade. I mean, there is some talent there. They're playing with enthusiasm. They're playing like they're enjoying the game. They're having some fun. They're producing. They're getting very good starting pitching, as you would agree. Guerrero's having an extraordinary season. I mean, I think all of that part of it's there, John. I think for going forward, the real question right now is I think they're trying to see what they have. I don't think there's anything just hidden there. I don't think there's anything in there. The farm system has been maligned. The lads have come up here. I mean, Clement has played very well all year, but the ones that they brought up, the Bargers, the Jimenez's, whether we bring up Billy Wagner's son, Will Wagner, I guess we call. I mean, those guys are so. We'll see what we have, because I think. I mean, it seems obvious to me that the team's not going to go to a tear down rebuild. I mean, it's going to come back and try to reload and try to actually be. I mean, I look at it this way. Who is the favorite to win the World Series? I mean, it's almost like getting in there. I mean, you got a shot after you get in there. I mean, there is no dominant team. Everybody's got holes. Everyone's got holes. So, the disappointing part about it this year is the way that we kind of got off, dug ourselves a hole, and never could get out of it.